to me, just have a seat. Relax and get comfortable, put up your feet. I've been dying to know what's on your mind, what's been going on. It's been too long, so grab you a drink and start spilling the tea. It's easy to see that I just love your energy. So go ahead and tell all. I'm so glad you called, cause I'm here for it all. I'm here for it, yeah. I'm here for it, yeah. I got you, you know all your secrets safe with. Here for it, here for it, here for it all.
It's your girl Tiffani D, and you're watching Sip and Dish. From performing at open mic nights and coffee houses in DC to becoming a Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter, Raheem DeVaughn has continuously raised the bar of conscious R&B music. Raheem was born on May 5, 1975, in Newark, New Jersey. His father was a jazz musician and his mother was a federal worker. Raheem first expressed his love for music in preschool, where he would conduct every school musical event. His musical passions and pursuits grew from there. Raheem spent summers with his father where they would attend gigs together. This was Raheem's first taste of the life of a working musician. Raheem attended Coppin State University in Baltimore City, and by 2002, he was signed to Jive Records. His first official single, Guess Who Loves You More, entered Billboard's R&B hip-hop chart in early 2005 and peaked at number 38. His debut album, entitled The Love Experience, released in June 2005 and reached the top 50 of the Billboard 200. Raheem released his second album, entitled Love Behind the Melody, in 2008, where one of his biggest hits, Woman, reached number 1 on the adult R&B chart, earning him a Grammy nomination for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance. Raheem followed up with 6 more albums, eventually going independent. Raheem's newest album with the Colleagues, What a Time to Be in Love, was released in 2020. Widely known as the Love King, Raheem creates music that not only speaks to the social injustices Black people face in American society, but also to the support and uplifting of Black women. Raheem DeVaughn is living proof that R&B artists can be progressive and conscious, while also achieving notoriety and longevity without making concessions to mainstream radio.
Hey, well, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for making it.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Of course, you know, this is our second go around. I was super excited for this one specifically because we get to really talk about the music in this one. And the first one, we talked a lot about, you know, political stuff and, you know, how you were feeling mentally and the state of the world. And so It's nice to, you know, wait until the album came out for us to actually really get to dive into it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Okay, first thing I have to say about this album, first of all, you're trying me with this album because I listened to Marvin Used to Say and Lord Help Me, and I'm like, yes, you know, I'm ready to go out in the streets and make a difference. And then the very next song comes on and it's like up and down and up in the air. And I'm like, okay, so we're taking it there. I don't know whether I'll stand up for the people or go talk to my man real quick.
Do both.
Yes, I love it. But I love it though. Like, it's just such a mood for so many different moods. Can you talk about like the process of creating this album, how you structured it with like sort of like these dual sides, the duality?
Yeah, I wanted to definitely show the duality. I just embraced it at this point in my career where that I've always done both and I've done both well. And I feel like I'm very well balanced in doing both. And I wanted to make sure that my body of work represents that, like, you know, this particular body of work. I feel like it was definitely needed, you know what I mean, during this time, you know, something that celebrates our Blackness from a conscious standpoint and from a Black love standpoint. Like that's what I wanted to accomplish with this album, What a Time to Be in Love.
And you absolutely did. It takes you through all the feels. I feel like lighting a candle and taking a bubble bath. I'm in my zone. Woo! So I want to discuss, you know, sort of the timing of the album. I know that when artists, you know, make albums, they're working on it for maybe a year, maybe a couple of months. And so you couldn't have foreseen, but even though you do in your music, you have foreseen the things that are happening now, in my opinion. But how does it feel to have your album now making such a statement in today's world of what we're going through right now when you wrote it, you know, a while ago?
I mean, I'm in tune. I like to think that I'm intuitive and in tune with what's going on, you know, from a universe standpoint, from a community standpoint, you know, um, and just, you know, being a lover of women and being a lover of love and the idea of love and intimacy and all those things. Um, yeah, it makes it pretty easy to kind of to do it. Like, you know, what might take somebody months um, or a year or two may take me just weeks, you know what I'm saying, or a matter of days to like put the music together conceptually. As long as I have like the bed, which is the music, you know, the facility and um, you know, good energy to engineer. Like rest of it kind of go from 0 to 60 like 200 real quick, like real quick.
Well, we're appreciative of the quick process because we needed this right now. So I heard you were going to do visuals for each song. Are you going to really do visuals for each
I
individual
mean,
song?
some type of artistic expression for each song, definitely. Marvin used to say, you know, we're wrapping that video up now. It's already been filmed. Um, I'm holding that to 2021 for sure. For you know, for reasons I can't speak on just yet, but and then Mr. Midnight has already been shot as well, you know, and we're finishing up the process of that too. So it's that'll be out soon. Like I think within, you know, very soon. I won't say when yet. There's some other things, other surprises about to happen, other records and videos and stuff. So I just I've been, you know, we a lot of content. The album is still fresh. You know, I didn't want to shoot too much stuff. I wanted to see like what people are, you know, clinging to and streaming, and which records are the album favorites before I started shooting too much imagery. You know what I mean?
Listen, I know for sure that Twilight and Motions are going to be like blow up. I cannot stop listening to those two songs. And Motions is just so, it just hits so hard. Woo, you spoke to my soul in that one. Like when you sit down to write a song, you're like speaking people's souls, but like, how do you even know from your mind and your spirit and your energy what you're gonna put on paper?
I don't put anything on paper. That's the thing. Like, you know, a lot of the fans that streamed live with me doing this project. I was on live where I made a lot of the records. You know what I mean? I'd be on IG Live, so they need to see me the process of me making an entire song throughout the duration of that night, or start, you know, finish the song and start another one, or but yeah, for everyone that had the opportunity to kind of like tap in and get a glimpse of what it's like when I'm in the studio, like you would know that, yeah, I don't physically sit down and write records. You know, some cases I might only hear two bars of the track and just go in and start the process. I do what the music tells me to do.
What talent. Oh my
Like,
goodness.
I do what the music, you know, great songs start with great melodies and great production, and you let that production sometimes the production just gives you the whole song.
Right.
Before, you know, you go in, you hear it and you hear the whole song, and you go in and it's easy to execute it.
Yeah, I definitely tapped into one of those lives too. And what a creative process. Like what a genius mind. You can just see the way that you formulate your music. It's so authentic. So it's nice to be able to be in that because, you know, as a consumer, as a listener, we don't get that opportunity to really see the process and how like genuine and authentic it can be. And I know you coming from, I think your first tour was 2005 with New Edition and was it Johnny?
I was New Edition, Brian McKnight, and rest in peace to Joe Levert. He was on like 5-6 of the spot days.
So to start your journey with them, and then to now have them as label mates.
Mm-hmm.
What is that experience like now? Like being able to perform with people I'm sure that you probably look up to now being on the same label.
It's cool. Like, you know, there's been times we're on calls together, you know, text message feeds, you know what I mean? Definitely to have their support on what I'm doing, and for them to have mine, it means everything, you know. I definitely, it's humbling. It's a humble journey, you know what I'm saying, for me. Yeah, because
Do they give you
definitely.
like any tips or pointers?
Say again?
Do they give you like any tips or pointers or like, let me talk to you little bit, young buck?
Nah. Hey, nah, I'm way past the young buck stage at this point. That back then, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying. I was probably like the tips, and even then, like, I remember, you know, there are times I look over and see like Gerald at the side of the stage, like, you know what I'm saying. As soon as I jump off, he'll put a bug on my head about something, or just like, yo, job well done, you know what I mean, or like where they fought for me to have more time on the show. When I did that tour, I had 9 minutes to perform, so
Wow.
I do. You make the 9 minutes the best 9 minutes of your life. Within 9 minutes, you're trying to sell a product. You're trying to win over an audience. You're trying to do an entire concert. There's so much music. I would do an entire concert in 9 minutes. It would be a medley. We had to tape down to the minute and the second, and I'd run around the you know, the crowd, the whole nine. Within 9 minutes, I'd put on an entire concert.
Wow.
So that's 9 minutes of the music lover's life. You know, as people are still walking in, I'm the opener. So it's half full or half empty. You know what I'm saying? More half empty than full.
Right.
Yeah, so it was yeah, definitely back then. I mean, now it's kind of like, it's like I got the respect. I put the work in.
Yeah,
So
you
the
did.
conversations be different, you know what I'm saying? They're more so like, hey man, I got a record for you, or, you know, that type of conversation, or, you know.
That's amazing to be able to be in that, in that situation. But you have paid your dues. This is your 8th studio album, and
Yeah.
now you're not only an artist, you're an A&R. So now
Yeah.
you have that responsibility on you as well. What is it like the transition of being an artist, or still being an artist, and now you're an A&R, finding new talent?
It's been slow, you know what I mean, because of the pandemic, of course. But it's good. It's a good vibe, you know, just to even have that title, or, you know, to be part of a company, to have somebody entrust their opinion on you, when it comes to their company, money they're willing to spend, marketing dollars and stuff like that, artists that they're willing to invest in. Yeah, so it's you know, it's also humbling. You know what I mean? I've always kind of like A&R my projects. I had A&Rs, but at the same token, like I was the A&R in my project. I didn't realize that's what I was doing. I was very detailed in knowing what I wanted to do, what I wanted the track listing to sound like, what I wanted the artwork to sound like. You know, so I made it easy for a lot of companies I worked with in the past, and even with the company I'm working with now. Like, I'm a full package. They tell you that. You know what I mean? So nobody's gonna outwork me. So it's I just try to, you know, as an A&R, I try to find artists that remind me, you know, to have the work ethic of myself. You know what I'm saying? But also have the originality and the uniqueness to stand out on their own.
For sure. And can you speak a little bit to the importance of owning your masters, owning your content? I know you said you were wanting to work on your own platform, like sort of an Instagram thing, for our people. Can you just speak to the importance of that? Because I feel like so many Black creators, we tend to get exploited, and it's important that we understand, what it is to own our content.
It's everything, you know what I mean? It's everything to have ownership. It's a lot more work, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can do more with the content. It's nobody to check in with when it comes to licensing and clearances and stuff of that nature. You know what I mean? So it makes the process a lot easier.
Yeah, so make sure everybody out there watching, you understand and do the research of how to own all your content, music, art, whatever it is that you do, make sure you own that.
Yeah.
Raheem owns his stuff.
Yeah. That's,
So I want to talk a little bit about the Love Life Foundation.
okay.
I want to talk about what you do there, what the mission statement is, and all of that. Tell us everything.
Well, the Love Life Foundation, we do a number of things. We fight domestic violence, so we advocate for women who are transitioning out of, domestic violence situations and celebrate them and help them in transition. We've done events called Queen for a Day spa takeovers in the past. Of course, with the pandemic, it's been hard to do a lot of different things that we normally would do. I typically had to be touring at this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the millions as far as money that I've lost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Performance standpoint. Yeah, it's been great to do the work we've done over the last couple of years. Fighting domestic violence, advocating to fight, sex trafficking, exploitation of women and children. So that's a major initiative. The Textbook Scholarship Fund, which we supplied books, books for students for their first year of college, books and supplies. There's another initiative we have. I've had a partnership over the past few years with the AHF, the AIDS Healthcare Foundation. Yesterday was World AIDS Day, so we did an event yesterday. In fact, supporting a local organization here on the ground, feeding those that are homeless and displaced has been another initiative we support locally, along with sponsors like Martha's Table and a lot of other dope people, individuals in the city that are doing, similar things.
That's amazing. We definitely appreciate that. And I know you were talking about, you did the concert with them yesterday. And I was just wondering, I know you've done this in the past, but are you planning on doing any more online concerts? It seems like this pandemic is never going to go anywhere. Are we going to get more?
Yeah.
This album. I need this.
Yeah, the online concert thing is coming together. It takes time, definitely money, most importantly, and then the execution of it. Like I wanted to, just because it's online, I did some stuff early, during the pandemic. I started out in the basement. Then, right now I'm at, I guess you could say the office right now. And so yeah, it's just stepping up. So I did a partnership with a media company here in my city, and so it's definitely it's online streaming concerts coming. Had it, for the fans, and we'll be, in touch with all our bloggers and supporters, and in hopes that you guys help us put the word out.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
We'll be on it.
Yeah.
We'll be on it. Okay, so I have 2 more questions for you.
Okay.
I always want to know who your dream collab would be.
My dream collab?
Yes.
And
what kind of song do you think you would create together?
I already got the song ready. Sade.
Oh,
yeah, I got the record I wrote. It was produced by Kenny Dope. I won't say what the title of it is. But I'm just kind of sitting on that right now.
How can we get this to Sade? That's the question. How are we getting this to her?
Good question. Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, I got this record, man, and it's like the only reason I haven't put it out because I want her to get on it.
Come on, Helen. We got to get her on it.
Yeah, I want to get her on the record bad. So I don't know. Maybe I'll dive in and start trying to pursue that again. But yeah. So she's at the top of my list right now.
Oh yeah, y'all voices would be amazing together.
Yeah, I got the record. It's already written, done. Got my parts done. I know what I need her to sing on it. Everything. I probably will write. I would remix it and have her, write her in it too. But yeah.
Manifestation. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. You heard it here first on Sip and Dish with Tiffani D and Raheem. He is going to do this song with Sade. We're putting it into the universe.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That would be dope. So come on, Helen. We're on you. We on you. And so I know that a lot of the verses are happening, and now it's becoming, instead of we're combating against each other, like a unification. And you know, people are getting together. You know, we just had Jeezy and Gucci, and that was like, people never thought that that was going to happen. And so I'm wondering now, I know you said before you didn't want to do a versus, but I'm thinking that maybe now that the connotation of it is different, maybe if you would like reconsider it, since now it's more like of joining together and celebrating each other's music.
Yeah, it wasn't that I want to do it. Like, I'll do it. Like, I would love to do it. Like, I would do it versus. Like, my energy is more like anybody can get it. Like, let's have it. Like, put me with whoever, you know, put me up against two people, whatever you want to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm one of those artists that where the music speaks for itself. I think where the thing comes in with verses is like, it's about popularity though too. It's about the accolades that the artists already have and the numbers and things that they've done. And I haven't always been the most popular artist, but I've been definitely one of the most consistent since 2005. You know, I may not have done the numbers or had the support in certain areas that other artists had from their labels and companies, you know what I'm saying, they do business with for a number of reasons. But again, I've been the most consistent, like, you know what I mean? Not the most consistent, that delivers a great body of work, that delivers always, you know, 2 or 3, 4, 5 dope singles or records that could be singles off the album and all of that. Yeah, so the catalog speaks for itself. So definitely I'm up for it. And I feel like I have other peers that, you know, equally, they can say the same thing I have, you know what I mean? So, you know, whether it's Versus, that's a platform for us, or another platform, like, I'm up for it, for the entertainment and for the showmanship that it brings, and the unifying that it brings from one night, you know, for the culture. I'd love to do it at some point.
Same. I wonder who you think that you would go up against. Because I feel like, and I know a lot of people feel like you're very underrated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to ask you if you feel that way, because that may be putting you on the spot, but I feel that way. I will take that.
I mean, if I'm underrated, every time I remember, I like, it's power in words. So I feel more like I'm legendary and timeless, but I also understand the concept of underrated. And, you know, when I look at that, I look at the opposite of that. It just means that maybe when somebody says I'm underrated, then that means somewhere on the planet people are saying like, oh, it's overrated. That's overrated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
True.
you know, I just, me more than anything, I'm just consistent. And as things, you know, people, every day somebody discovers my music for the first time. You know what I mean? And I think there's beauty in that. There's humility in that. And you know, when they do, I want them to be like, yo, this is dope.
And we do every time we hear it. Like I said, my favorite song off the album is Motions. What's yours, real quick? What's yours?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't limit it to one song. It's like, you know, I'm a body of work kind of guy. Like, okay. When I go to other people's albums, when I go to listen to other people's albums, I go to listen to see if it's an entire body of work or if it's like 1 or 2 songs. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like, you know. So I'm a body of work kind of guy. I mean, the day is probably special occasion.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Well, you know what? I'm so glad that we had an opportunity to talk about this album, and I'm glad that we actually waited until after it came out, that I could really sit on it. You know, like you said the last time, listen to the album and sit on it, and then we can discuss it, you know, when we come back. And I mean, what an album. It's been on repeat for like 3 days.
Yeah.
So, like over and over and over again. And then when it's over, I'm like, wait a minute, hold up, run that back. And I got to go through all my emotions again. Y'all not understanding. From his voice on it to like the soothing tones. Like, are we going to stay? Are we in this because we love each other? Or are we just in this going through the motions? Somebody tell me. Woo.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. Yeah. And thank you for joining me again today. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah. It's all good. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to doing it again at some point.
Yes, of course. And watch out for this package. The Sip and Dish package is going to be the truth, because we got Raheem in the building. We have to do him right, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys go stream his album. I know that you had it on sale for purchase, a physical copy, and then you were signing some, and then you had merch that you were going to sign, but I'm not sure if the CD is sold out in physical copy.
They never sold out. That's
okay.
Yeah.
So get that physical copy. Now, listen, if I order physical copy, and I DM you, can you sign mine and send it? I'm just saying.
You would have to send it probably to me, and then I had to sign it and then send it back.
Okay. That's fair. We'll do that.
It's a shipped out of various areas, Connecticut and so forth and so on. So definitely you would have to go through some trouble to get it signed, but anything's possible.
All right. Thank you so much, Raheem, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. Thank you. God bless you.
You
All
too.
right, peace.
Peace.